And good evening, folks watching this pursuit on KTLA.com and on the stream. You're watching a pursuit here. It looks like they're going to come up and do a pit maneuver here. We're southbound on, or northbound on La Sierra, approaching the 91. There you go, big pit maneuver right there, spun him right on out. And backwards, now the jam cars are going to come in and jam him in. And looks like he's given up. Now you have the units there. That's Riverside PD there along with CHP. This all started in Covina just about 30 minutes ago. Worked its way out the 210, south on the 15, and then east on the 91 here, and coming off in Riverside. They finally spun him out here right on La Sierra. We'll get the cross street for you in a second. 5's going to hold on the east side over here. And as we watch here, you see the units have him at gunpoint in the middle of the intersection. We're on Indiana and La Sierra is where we're at. Riverside PD along with Covina PD, and I believe there's a CHP in there as well. And they're just basically right in the middle of the intersection. Just did a pit maneuver and was able to stop him. But right now they're going to have to start getting people out of the way here on the streets, because there's a bunch of traffic to the north of him in the line of fire, so you're going to have to get those guys out of the way. And units now coming in are to start blocking the street, all the southbound traffic here on La Sierra. But right now you see it's just a standoff. Suspect, two suspects in the vehicle. Not sure what the want is. We were trying to get that as we were coming out here. And right now it's just a standstill here. What's he doing? Oh, okay. Is there anybody up here? I got two. I don't have the third. Okay, I got 1, 2, 3. Okay. Make sure I have all the news helicopters here. As we watch here, that's LA County Sheriff's flying through the shot right now. They're just kind of keeping an eye on him while the units out in front are giving commands for him to throw the keys out of the car and to go ahead and give up. That's pretty much what he was doing. But it was at high rates of speed at 95 to 100 miles an hour at times on the freeway. And then as he got off the 91 here, went south on La Sierra, he kind of slowed down, kind of went through the neighborhood up here at very slow speeds, and then turned back north on La Sierra, back towards the 91. Thought we were going to get back on the freeway, but luckily that unit got up there really quickly and pitted him, and now we're just stuck in the middle of the intersection here while they try to getting everybody out of the way. They're blocking traffic. They're going to clear this traffic out right here, but right now traffic's still coming off the freeway, loading in behind them, so they're going to have to get somebody back to the north to get that taken care of. But we're going to keep an eye on the car in case something happens here. But you see the traffic, there's still a lot of civilians in the way, so they're going to have to get them out of the way first before they do any type of operations. But time is on their side. They're not going to rush this because suspect is just sitting there immobile. He's in the car along with a passenger. We don't know if there's anybody in the back seat due to the tinted windows. And so they're doing their best to figure out what they're going to do here. And hopefully he'll just open the door, pop out, and give up. But we're here in the city of Riverside. What's cross street? It's La Sierra and Indiana here in Riverside, just south of the 91 freeway on La Sierra. Driver coming out now. So right now all he has to do is cooperate with the unit and to follow the direction of the officers. Looks like he does have his hand up. Now the car is rolling. Does he have to get back in and stop it? There, okay, he's get it put into park. Still coming out now with his hands up. See here, they're going to ask him to walk backwards towards them. Yeah, it looks like he is complying. Man, I got to turn this thing. I'm getting rattled too much here. Wind must be coming out of the east. And you see he's stepping side to side. Now what they'll do is they'll bring him down back between the cars, and then a arrest team will take control of him. You see him working his way back. Yeah, K9 there waiting in case he takes off running. We've seen that happen before where they look like they're cooperating, and all of a sudden they just take off running. That's what the K9's for. And so now officers getting K9 out of the way, bringing him back between the cars. The arrest team will take custody of him while the other officers cover the vehicle where the passenger is still inside. He's raising up his shirt so they can check his waistband, make sure he doesn't have an obvious weapon, but they always go with the part that he is armed until they put hands on and cuffs on and pat him down, because they always assume that they have guns or some type of weapon. Coming back down to his knees, officer will approach, take control of his hands, handcuff him. Now they'll ask that driver information on how many people in the car, try to figure out what's going on there, get names, things of that sort, so you can start talking to the person in the car by his name, his or her name. Now you see the passenger coming out. Hands up, facing away, following the directions of the officers. It's exactly what needs to happen. To follow the direction of the officers, everything will turn out just fine. Walking back, sidestepping. They'll bring him right back exactly like they did the other one. No need to leave your position of advantage there with your cover and concealment by the police cars. Bring him back to you. See the K9 there waiting, raising his shirt up so you can check the waistbands. And now walking back. Bring him down to his knees, and then the arresting officer will come up, take control of his hands again. Check it, make sure any weapons. And then the handcuffs will come on. You see that officer, he is covering the car, making sure that there's anybody in the car. So now they have the two known passengers or occupants of the vehicle in custody. They'll make call-outs to the car. We don't know if there's anybody in the back seat or not due to the tinted windows. Then once they make several calls, then they will have an arrest team make an approach and clear that vehicle. We'll see what happens here. Both doors are open. They had already asked the air unit overhead to see if he could check that back seat, but unfortunately he can't see through the tinted glass any more than we can. So right now they're going to formulate a plan to be able to come up on this vehicle. Now we're just right now they're discussing how they're going to make approach on this vehicle. They might have shields that they could pull out, or they may use a vehicle for protection as they move up on it. Just depends on what the supervisor on scene decides to do. So we're going to watch right here. And also they get to the side there over to the corners and try to look into the vehicles from a distance. See if there's anybody in there. You can sometimes see people in there if you look with a light from the opposite direction, they'll silhouette them, but right now it doesn't look like we have that. Air unit still overhead keeping an eye on the car. Another thing they can do is also send the dog right there. Okay, dog's coming in long lead, dog coming in checking. He went up and looked, he's coming around, hop in the car, run through the car, and pop out the other side. Okay, dog, the car is clear. And so now the dog has his long lead on. So now the officers have to go up there. So dog. That's why you don't do it on lead. All right, dog is back to cover, so they're pretty sure there's nobody in that car because the dog would not come out of the car if there was somebody in there. So being a former dog handler, I've done that many times myself, and if there's somebody in there, there's a lot of activity goes on. You see now a 4-man rest team coming up, checking the car, and as soon as they get up there and clear that car, they'll give the indication back that it's okay. Looking in the back. And pop the trunk, check, make sure there's nobody laying in the trunk. Is that a VW? Oh, Chevy, okay, yes. The square taillight, so, okay. Yeah, pop in a trunk. Boom. Lots of stuff in that trunk. So, code 4, suspects are in custody. Pursuit comes in here on La Sierra, just north of the 91 in Riverside. And there you have it. We got the end of it, got the best part. Wow. Yeah, that whole parking lot over there was just loaded with people. Well, what did she talk about? I'm sorry, everybody's yapping up here. What about Riverside? Yeah, you mean Riverside Airport?